Hello and good afternoon my dear kids. Welcome back once again to this short tutorial video for class 7 students. And since we were dealing with the geometry section and we have finished with the parallel lines, not parallel lines, we have finished with the two intersecting lines, that is vertically opposite angles. So in this video we will be dealing with parallel lines and a transversal. Okay, so what are parallel lines and transversal, you will get to know after the video. Okay, so before moving on to the topic, what I would like to tell you is that for those who haven't gone through the previous video, please go through the previous video, because the concepts, the basic concepts we'll be using here as well. That is for two intersecting lines, the basics of two intersecting lines, that is vertically opposite angles, we'll be using here as well in parallel lines and transversal. Okay, so first of all, moving on to the topic, parallel lines. So what are parallel lines first? Okay, so parallel lines are lines in the same plane that never intersect. The symbol for parallel line is like double L, okay, small letter double L, and is read as parallel to. So here what I have done here is, see, I have drawn two straight lines, see, AB and CD. So what are actually parallel lines is, if you draw two straight lines side by side, okay, and if you extend B towards any direction and similarly D towards any direction, and if they never meet, also towards A in any direction on any length and towards C on any length, okay, if these two lines side by side, two straight lines, they never meet, then those two lines are known as your parallel lines. Okay, and it is denoted as, say, AB, like I've given you the symbol for it, double L, like some double L, isn't it? So AB like double L, CD, and it's read as, it's already been given and it's read as parallel to. So here we read this two lines, parallel lines, two parallel lines, as AB is parallel to CD. Okay, so I hope you understood the basic about parallel lines. Okay, and a transversal. Now about a transversal. So what is a transversal actually? A transversal is a line that intersects two lines at two different points. Now see, before this video, on the previous video, what we have done is, we have done for two intersecting lines, isn't it? Two intersecting lines. That means in the previous video this CD line was missing actually, isn't it? It was just that AB and LM, those two lines, they were intersecting. So here what is happening out here is, for two parallel lines there is one intersector, okay, or you can call it one line that intersects both the line, and that line, the line which intersects both the lines at two different points, that line is known as transversal. So in here, what we can call it in here is, say, here we have AB is parallel to CD. As you can see, the symbol, I have used the symbol, okay, AB is parallel to CD and LM is the transversal. So what happens now is, when two lines, so what we have done in the previous video was, when two lines they intersect, they form four angles. That's what we have learned in the previous video, isn't it? They form four angles, and each pair of opposite angles, they were equal and they were known as vertically opposite angles, isn't it? Like this we have, and we have marked the angles like this with one arc, the opposite equal angles with one arc and the opposite equal angles with two arcs, isn't it? So now here what happens is, here actually 8 angles are formed. See, 4 angles from this line and 4 angles from this line. So this is how what happens when a parallel line is intersected by a transversal. Okay, remember the term intersected. I'm using intersected, not bisected. There's a difference between that as well, isn't it? Intersect and bisect as well. Okay, so this is what happens. See, a parallel line is a parallel line when intersected by a transversal. That is, when intersected by a line, what happens is 8 angles are formed, and after that what happens is, there's a relation between those 8 angles as well. Okay, not just these two like vertically opposite angles and all, but there will be relations between among those 8 angles. So in this video, what we will be doing is, we'll try to understand the relation between the angles, okay, those 8 angles. So first of all, what happens is, when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, so see, when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then 8 angles are formed, as I have already said, isn't it? So the first of all, so we'll get an angle, the relation between some of the angles will be known as corresponding angles. Okay, the relation between some angles among those 8 angles will be known as corresponding angles, and those which fell under the category corresponding angles will be equal. So that is what I have written here. See, number 1, corresponding angles are equal. Okay, now which angles are corresponding? That is very important. Okay, so actually what happens is, in this one, what you need to do is actually you need to memorize the figure in this one. Okay, for parallel and transversal. So that is why, see, in order to make it easier, what I have done here is I have done parallel line and I have marked the angle, like, see, I have marked it in a very convenient way. See, 1 2 3 4. I have gone clockwise. See, 1 2 3 4, and second I have started from here. The second the angles formed on the second line. See, 5 6 7 8, both clockwise. It will be easier for you, isn't it? Because the first you have started from here, similar second started from here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, there's a way to memorize the figure as well. Okay, now see, for corresponding angles, which angles are known as corresponding angles? Now angle 1 and angle 5. Now these two angles are known as corresponding angles. See, angle 1 and angle 5, and they are equal. Similarly, angle 2 will be equal to angle 6. See the placement. Okay, the placement is also very important. Similarly, angle 3 will be equal to angle 7. See, as I have written here, angle 3 equals to angle 7, and angle 4 will be equal to angle 8. Okay, see, once again I have written the names of the angles in clockwise manner so that it will be convenient for you, as well as the point from where I have started. See, for the first angle, that is for the first intersected line, 1 2 3 4, I've started from here, 1 2 3 4 clockwise. Again for the second, 1 2 5 6 and 7 8, 5 6 7 and 8. Now corresponding angles are equal, and which angles are corresponding? The first angle formed, 1, is equal to the first angle formed with the second line, that is 5. 1 5, see, 2 6, 3 7 and 4 8. Now these angles, they will be automatically equal, and they are known as corresponding angles. The reason will be corresponding angles. Okay, because as you know, the reasoning is very important, isn't it? While we do sum, the reasoning will be very important. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, so and moving on to the next condition, what we have on the next condition is that alternate interior angles are equal. See, alternate interior angles. Now first of all, interior means inside, isn't it? That's what we know. Alternate. Now see, again, two parallel lines, a transversal, angles are formed. See, for all the figures I have drawn the same placement. I have written the name of the angles on the same placement. Okay, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so that it will be convenient for you. Okay, now see, okay, what do we see here? Now these two, see, these two are above the line, isn't it? Let's consider them as exterior, and these two below lines, let's consider them exterior. Okay, now let's consider the inside, the angles that are formed inside between those two lines as interior angles. Okay, so now here what we got, interior angle. How many interior angles we have? We have 4 interior angles, isn't it? See, 4 3 6 and 5, isn't it? 4 interior angles, 4 3 6 and 5. Now what does the statement says? Alternate interior angles are equal. Alternate interior, okay, but alternate. So alternate means 4 will be equal to 6. See, 4 is equals to 6. That is why I have written 4 equals to 6. Similarly, 3 is equals to 5. 3 is equals to 5. Okay, I hope you get this. Interior alternate angles. Okay, interior alternate angles. Now okay, and again the next condition is that alternate exterior angles are also equal. Okay, now alternate exterior angles are also equal. Okay, which were our exterior angles? The angles that were formed outside the two lines, isn't it? Two parallel lines. So exterior angles are 1 2 7 and 8, isn't it? 1 2 7 and 8. Okay, now exterior angles are they, that is 1 2 7 and 8. Now alternate, let's figure out alternate. So 1, which alternate with 1? 7, obviously, isn't it? So that is why I have written, see, 1 is equals to 7. Alternate exterior angles. Similarly for 2, angle 2 will be equal to angle 8. Okay, so this is how you memorize the figure. Okay, so the figure, like say when you close your eyes and when you are recalling the concept of parallel and transversal, and when you close the eyes, the figure should come in your mind. Okay, as well as the angles, the placement of the angles is very important. The angles, placement of the angles, and what are the relation between those angles. Okay, these are very important, because as you know, while doing the sums, all we need to do is the reason, isn't it? The reason, and we can just directly proceed with the sum. So don't worry, we'll do few sums regarding this topic as well. Okay, so okay, I hope you understood this one. Alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. Okay, so now for the next one we have here is co-interior angles. Now see, co-interior angles are supplementary. Now interior means what? As I've already said, interior means the angles that were formed within those parallel lines, isn't it? So here we got interior angles as 3, 4, 5 and 6. 3, 4, 5 and 6, isn't it? Now co-interior means as we have already gone with the alternate interior alternate angles, isn't it? We have already gone with alternate interior angles. So co-interior angle means, say, the angles on the same side, like say 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 are supplementary. So supplementary means what? See, every term, see the basic, this is how you develop the this is how the basic supports your every topic. Okay, because this, see, this term supplementary we have learned from the basics, isn't it? So here also we need that, because here also we have used the term, they have used the term supplementary. So that is what, see, supplementary means 180 degree, isn't it? That's what we know. So the statement given in here is that co-interior angles are supplementary. So co-interior angle means angles on the same side, and that too they have to be interior. So 4 and 5, okay, interior, that means within those two parallel lines. So when we add 4 and 5, angle 4 and 5, you will get 180 degrees. Similarly, when you add angle 3 and angle 6, you will get 180 degrees. See, that is why I have written 3 plus 6 equals to 180 degrees and 4 plus 5 equals to 180 degrees. Okay, and please note it down as well. Okay, the definitions and this one. This is a very important one. Okay, you may not get much sums regarding the topics, because since you are doing just the basics out here. Okay. You may not get much sum in your syllabus, but it will be continued, okay, in your higher studies as well. Okay, don't worry, we'll be doing a few sums regarding this as well as the mixture of this as well. Okay, there will be mixture of this as well. Okay, now from the exercise 5, I have taken a question, exercise 5, question number 3, and yeah, before this question number 3, that is 2 and 1, the questions are just for like which angle is which, like for example, they have given a figure, and you have been told like what is the relation between A and C, what is the relation between G and F, what is the relation between D and E, what is the relation between D and F. I guess you can do that, isn't it? Okay, like some will be corresponding angles, some will be alternate interior, some will be alternate exterior, and so on. Okay, I guess you can do that much, isn't it? So okay, so I am moving on to this one, that is directly how it is used actually. Okay. So what has happened out here is two parallel lines, it has been intersected with the transversal, and 8 angles are formed. So the angles have been named as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, isn't it? And one of the angles is given as 55 degrees. See, and we need to find all the unknown angles. See, to find all the unknown angles. So what do I see at first is, so what do I know at first? So simple, if you just hide this one, what do we see first? We see two intersecting lines, isn't it? So for two intersecting lines, we know that when two lines are intersected, 4 pairs of angles are formed, 4 angles are formed, and each pair of opposite angles are equal and vertically opposite angles, isn't it? That's what we know. So say, why to go with much complex and all, isn't it? When you can get few angles in an easy way, isn't it? So B will be equal to 55 degree, we know that. So that is what I have written here. See, angle B equals to 55 degree, and what is the reason? Vertically opposite angles. And what did I taught you? The reasoning is very important, isn't it? So that is what I have written here, vertically opposite angles. Okay, now B also, we got the value for angle B as vertical opposite. We need to find all the remaining 8 angles, remember that. Okay, now yeah, what do we know about this line is it's a straight line. That's what we know, isn't it? And straight line has been divided into 2 angles. So what did I taught you about these 2 angles? Those 2 angles will be known as linear pair, isn't it? The sum of those 2 angles will be equal to 180 degree. That's what we have learned in the previous video, isn't it? Okay, so that is what I have written here. See, angle A plus 55 degree equals to 180 degree. What is the reason behind that? They are linear pair. Okay, now where did it went? See, it went in a linear equation, one variable again. See, that is why all the basic supports each and every other topic. Okay, now here we went to linear equation, one variable, isn't it? A variable, a constant term, and a constant term. equal to divides the equation, isn't it? So 55 goes aside, what happens? Minus. So 180 minus 55, and we got our result as 125 degree. Okay, so angle A is 125 degree. Now similarly, if we got angle A as 125 degree, now I can easily tell that angle C is also 125 degree, isn't it? But we cannot just simply write, we have to write the reason as well, as I have already told you that, isn't it? So that is what I have written. See, angle C is equals to angle A. The reason is vertically opposite angles, and this is how we got the value of angle C as 125 degree. Okay, so angle C also we got as 125 degree. So all the three unknown angles from the first parallel line, from the first intersected point, we got all the three remaining unknown angles from the first line that was intersected. Okay, let's go with the second one. So now what we know is we know that angle A is equals to angle D. Angle A is equals to angle D, isn't it? We can tell that. So see, okay, now yeah, angle D. Okay, I have written here with another condition. It's okay. It's similar. You can use another. You can use whichever you want, isn't it? So here I have used alternate interior angles. See, angle D is equals to angle C. Angle D and angle C. These are alternate interior angles. These were okay. Or I could have gone with corresponding as well, isn't it? So okay, angle D is equals to angle C. Okay, I went with that. Angle D equals to angle C, and what was the reason? Alternate interior angles. See, the reasoning is very important. Okay, so angle C, we already had angle C. The value of angle C is 125 degrees, so that is how we got angle D as 125 degrees. See, angle D also 125. Now D is equals to E. We know that, isn't it? So E. Similarly, we have written here angle E is equals to angle D. That is vertically opposite angles. See, vertically opposite angles, isn't it? Now what do we know? That D and F are also D and F, they can be written as linear pair as well, isn't it? So why do we go with calculation when we can simply write F is equals to 55 degree, isn't it? Or yeah, again F equals to B. Oh, I went with F in B again. Okay, so F is equals to B, but see, you could have directly written F is equals to 55 degree as well, but the condition would have been different, isn't it? These two angles, they are corresponding in here, isn't it? F and 55 degree, they are corresponding in here. But see, since I have used F and B, so see, okay, F and B, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So again, you will get the same value. That is angle for the value for B was 55 degree. So we got F also as 55 degree. See. Now what we know, F and G are equal. That is, they are vertically opposite angles, isn't it? So similarly, F and G is equals to vertically opposite angles. See, that is why the reasoning is very important. Okay. So G also equals to 55 degree, and this is how we got all the unknown angles from this figure. Okay, okay. I hope you kids understood this video. Okay, so the few sums that were on the previous of this exercise, that is few basic sums. It's nothing but just simply like this ones. Okay, the previous ones, that is, they will be asking which are alternate interior angles and which are alternate exterior, or which are corresponding and all. Okay, so just by looking at the figure and the conditions from here, you can solve those. Okay, okay. So I hope you kids understood this video. Okay, so till then, so see you in next video. Till then, stay tuned and stay updated. Okay, so stay safe. Bye bye.